Anthony Hartwig here with a West Branch softball player profile. I am joined by freshman Ragan Greeneisen. Reagan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. It's great to talk to you and welcome into varsity softball.
Thank you.
Here comes your first year of high school. And what's it kind of been like so far compared to maybe your expectations of what varsity softball is going to be like?
It's pretty much lived up to everything I thought it was gonna be. I mean, my sister's a senior, so I've like been around it for most of my life. Well, most of them like the last 3 years. So, I mean, it's definitely different from a lot of my travel teams, of course, since different coaching and just a different team, of course. So, it's definitely a different atmosphere, but it's going really great for me.
Maybe your first year of softball, but not your first experience in the varsity level because you were also on the varsity volleyball team and you got your taste of kind of what the standard is at the varsity level. How much did that volleyball season kind of prepare you for what to expect at the varsity level during softball season?
It definitely like introduced me to how like different it is playing, especially girls like older than me, and how it different like teams and everything, and how like teams are definitely better like as you get on and in tournaments. And it's kind of weird because I'm used to playing more than one game in a day, but it's definitely a different experiment experience. So
And you said it, you get to play with your sister, you get to experience this with her. Talk about the dynamic there. What's that been like and how blessed you are to get this year with her.
well, it's definitely like a unique experience that not a lot of people get to experience, and I'm very grateful for that. Volleyball was definitely like the an introduction to that, and I think it's a little bit better because we've already gone through volleyball. But we're sisters, we're gonna fight, but I try to treat her as my teammate as much as I can. Of course, we're gonna fight. We're sisters. I've been with her obviously my entire life, so it's just hard to like have to take a minute to take a step back and be like, okay, we're teammates. I have to like calm down. I can't just yell at her all the time. So
So what's that one thing that she can do that she knows gets under your skin? Because there's that sister, so she knows how to get under your skin. What's that one thing? Even it could be off the softball field. One thing that she does, it's like, oh,
definitely like taking my stuff. She always takes my stuff out of my room, and she like I try to take corrections from her nicely, but I don't know, something about anyone else giving me correction is fine, but her, it just, I don't know, it just makes me mad, and I just don't know why. But definitely taking my stuff and I just never seeing it again. So
so those are the things that kind of irritate you. But obviously, there are lots of things that you love about it. What are some of the best things and best things you've taken from her and being able to play with her in volleyball season and now already with 5 games in for softball?
it makes it kind of more unique and very fun because it's fun to because I still joke around with her and stuff. It was very smooth transitioning. Oh my god, I can't say that. But and all of those people that I'm playing with are her friends, and I've grown up with them. Like a lot of people I've known for a long time. I mean, all the freshmen I've been friends with for a very, very long time, obviously, and it just makes it easier to kind of blend on the team and just makes it a better experience.
And you make a great point. Since she's been playing for so long, you've been able to kind of grow up with this team and get to know the
Hmm.
people that she plays with. How easy has that been? Has that made gelling with this team as a freshman?
It's definitely a lot easier. I mean, all the seniors have said like this is the best like bonding group that they've had. So I think that's a very, very good thing. I mean, half of us are basically seniors and freshmen, so but we all blend very, very well on the field and just together, even on and off the field. I think it's very nice to be able to do that, and I think it helps us overall.
Talk about the senior class as a whole, because I know we've talked about your sister, but she's not the only one out there.
Yeah.
How much they really helped you and how much their leadership is really shining through this season.
Um, we have a lot of captains, so that is definitely it's honestly a good thing in my opinion because I know that I don't always want to go to my sister, but I know there's like a lot other options to be able to go and know that I can trust them to talk to, and they're all very, very good leaders and everything, and I'm very grateful for that. That to have an older role model, role model to go up to and be able to be comfortable enough to talk to them.
Let's talk about your first year under Coach Woods. I mean, one of the legends in the softball world in this area. She's been doing it for so long. What's it like being coached by her and this coaching staff? And already, just a couple of weeks into the season, what have you kind of absorbed from being able to learn from her?
It's a very great experience to be able to be under someone with that much experience, and I think it's really great for me to see a different coaching point of view. And it was a little bit hard to transition at first, but you just kind of have to pick it up. But it was easy. A lot of things that she's told me and said to me have really helped me improve on certain things because I'm doing stuff that I wouldn't normally do on my regular team, but it has helped me like smoothly transition onto other things, and it has definitely like helped me be under a different coaching point of view.
I know it's early because you haven't had too much time with her, but has there been one thing yet that she said that was like a aha moment where it's like, oh, okay, this really works, and maybe
Um,
open up the trusting doors a little bit?
well, speaking of opening up, she helped like has like pointed out opening up to us where it just helps you get closer to the ball if you're struggling to make contact or anything. So I think that's a really great thing for me because it definitely gives me if I'm struggling or in a hitting slump, it definitely helps me try to get out of that or gives me a little bit more confidence to get out of that. So I think that's honestly a good thing for me, even in travel season or whenever I might need it, just to get out of that and give me some more confidence to go back to my regular hitting.
And man, you are always busy. I see you play travel ball, but you also play JO volleyball. You made the
Hmm.
trip to Indianapolis a couple weeks
Yep.
ago. What's this like life like that you live where it's so chaotic? You're either playing volleyball, you're playing softball. Feel like you don't have time to really do much anything else other than sports. What's it like kind of trying to balance all that together?
It's definitely a struggle. I mean, school always comes first, and I know that even through volleyball season, I had to go to volleyball, but over travel softball, so it's definitely different. I mean, I go to as much volleyball as I can, and we only have practices 2 times a week or 3 times a week. But most of the time on weekends, we have a tournament. But it's definitely hard to try to balance both my sports and school. So, I mean, I'm not playing travel softball right now, it's just school. So that makes it a little bit easier. But right now, it's not too bad. But during the beginning, it was definitely hard to try to like transition and make sure I can have time for everything.
We have a lot of time to figure this out, but do you have a favorite that you're leaning with between volleyball and softball?
Um,
Is there one that you lean a little bit heavier towards?
I honestly could not say because I've put a lot of time and effort into both. But right now, my main focus is probably volleyball, probably volleyball, but obviously I still take softball like serious no matter what. It just I don't know. I go to a lot of probably because I'm going to a lot of bigger tournaments and I'm with my JO team and I don't get to see them all year round. So, but school softball is definitely it's a close race. I mean, I'm only a freshman. I cannot
Right.
really tell. Switches probably every week if I'm being honest.
I
It
mean,
switches depending on the week.
you got a lot of time to make that decision, and if you
Hmm.
don't wanna make it, you can just do what your teammate Sydney Mercer does and just play both in college. Why
I
not,
don't
right?
know. I mean, I might be ambitious, but I don't know how that will work out for me. That's a lot.
What's been your favorite moment so far with this softball team? I know it's once again, it's early, you haven't gotten a lot of games in because of weather, but what's been your favorite memory so far with this softball program that you've been able to make?
Probably just like our first game, stepping out on the varsity field for my first time in an actual game at home was definitely an experience for me. I mean, I was a little bit nervous, of course, but that's with anything. So I think that was probably like the best moment or whenever my sister hits home runs. I mean, it's just like a great experience to be able to support her on the field, not just cheering on like outside the field.
Yeah, you've had to have those jitters. I mean, run us
Hmm.
through maybe the first time a ball was hit to you, and also your first at bat, and you're batting leadoff, so there's no time to really let it sink in. What were those two moments like? The first ball that got hit to you at second, and then your first at bat stepping into the varsity field.
I definitely just had to like take it slow. I mean, I just have to like, because in the moment you don't really think, but afterwards it's kind of like, whoa, I did that. But especially my first at bat, because during batting you have a lot of time to think, but in the field like it's hit to you and you just have to go. So I think like batting was a little bit more of a struggle for me to like try to get over my nerves and everything. But once I get in there, I just had to like calm myself down and just take it easy and take it slow and make sure I don't like hype myself up or get too down on myself or nervous because it just doesn't end well for me whenever I do that.
We know pregame routines are so important for softball players. So, what's your pregame routine, and do you have anything that you like have to stick to? And if you don't, you're gonna feel off the whole game.
Probably I have my one water bottle that I take. I have one for volleyball, one for softball. So I have to have my certain water bottle. I can't have my other one or else it's just not good for me. And I just have to eat. I have to eat. It could be anything. I just have to eat something.
So you're someone you like to eat before the game. What's kind of like if you could pick one thing to eat before every game, what's the go-to snack that you want to eat before a game?
I mean, Chipotle, if I'm being honest. Some people might think it's heavy, but I mean, I'm usually okay. Some people don't like to eat before a game, but for some reason I'm okay. I mean, I don't eat right before a game. Like I usually eat in the locker room, I usually like an hour or a little bit less before the game, and it just kind of helps me like because I just get a little bit more awake whenever I eat, and when I'm hungry, it just doesn't work out for me. So probably Chipotle.
What's the go-to Chipotle order for you?
um, Gotta go with a burrito, of course. With
Yes.
Always got the burrito and chips and queso.
What is kind of the pregame playlist look like for Ragan Greeneisen? I mean, what kind of songs get you really hyped up? And if you were able to get a walk-up song, what would your walk-up song be?
Well, my walk-up song right now is 23, which I really like that one. I could not pick one because I'm a very indecisive person, so I could not pick one for the longest time. And people would just throw like options at me, and I finally just decided on that one. So that's probably my playlist. Probably some Travis Scott and Yeet and other stuff like that.
No, you get to spend time with your teammates, and I'm sure they've all kind of exposed their music taste. Does it kind of gel with yours, or do you look at some of your teammates and go, "You're crazy that this music is trash"?
Well, sometimes, yeah, there are moments, but most of the time, I'm like, I kind of like this song and add it to my playlist. I have a very limited playlist. I usually just kind of let it go on like unlimited. So, I mean, whatever pops up and I like it, I usually add it to that. So,
With how active you are in sports, and you're doing volleyball, you're doing softball, you're doing travel, all that stuff. What kind of things do you try to do to take your mind off of it if it ever becomes too much, or to just kind of give your own body and your own mind a break from athletics?
well, I try to use my nights off or whatever I have. And if I don't have any too much schoolwork or anything, I usually just try to like lay in bed, maybe read a book or something like that. Because reading is very pretty relaxing to me, I guess. And some books just really like get me in, or I just play on my phone or watch a movie or something.
All right, you're not just introduced into the varsity level of softball, but you're also introduced this year to the freshman year of high school and all the stuff that comes in with high school schoolwork and all that. What's been your favorite subject so far, and what's been your favorite part of just being in the high school?
Probably like my favorite subject is probably biology. I'm just really into like that kind of stuff. I want to go into biomedical engineering. So it just seems really interesting to me right now. It makes me want to do my schoolwork. And that's a pretty, now it's starting to get a little bit harder. And I enjoy it for the most part, but that's probably my favorite thing. Just like being in the high school, having that high school experience. And in the beginning of the year, going to football games every Friday night, that was definitely like a new experience, but a very nice experience for me.
All right, Reagan, before we let you go, with every player profile, we like to give the player the chance to kind of shout out their support system, the people that are always there for them, and the people that they really couldn't do this journey without. So I want to give you the chance to shout out your support system and the people that are there for you all the time.
Definitely my mom and my dad and my sister. My sister's a very big push for me, and as much as I might not like it, she definitely pushes me to be who I am. And growing up watching her play and everything, I think that really impacted me and how good I am and how I play today. So I'm really glad for her, and I'm glad for my mom and dad for just pushing me and be able to giving me the opportunity to play where I do and take lessons and go to JO and travel and take me to all my tournaments that are far away. And as much as they might not love it all the time, they still do it. And I'm very grateful for that.
All right, Reagan, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to catch up with you. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.